In this lecture, we are going to be talking about a daily based activity that you can do to enhance your memory. Now, here we have kind of 5 steps that we're going to go through, but this is something you want to do on a daily basis. It is based on the repetition, conscious repetition system for you to improve your short-term and your long-term memory. So what's going to happen is, as a start, you're going to memorize a series of numbers, a text, a list, or a poem. You want to memorize something. It doesn't have to be too big and not too short, something average that you think you can memorize properly. It doesn't matter how you're going to memorize it, whether you're going to keep repeating it over and over, reading it and going through it, whether you want to summarize it, whatever way you want to use, even flashcards, you need to memorize it and make sure that before you stop, you can close your eyes and recite the entire thing automatically. This is the second step. You need to make sure that it is encoded in your long-term memory. Now, once this is done, you need to go into the third step. Repeat what you memorized every day and track how much you remembered and how much you forgot. You woke up the next day, you also try to recall and recite the poem you read, or the list of numbers you read, or the poem or the text that you memorized, right? And you need to track if you were able to recall the entire thing properly, word by word, or if you made some mistakes, or you forgot some things. And you need to go back to the text, or poem, or list, or series of numbers, and go through it again to make sure that you memorize and remember all the parts that you forgot. Fourth step, review what you forgot and practice again until you hit a 5-day target. So you're going to keep repeating that. Once you forget something, you'll go back and repeat the information. And the goal is for you to be able to repeat the information properly, word by word, for 5 days straight. And once you do that, you go to the last step. Repeat and advance your skills while tracking the progress. If you memorize a list of 20 numbers, now you're going to memorize a list of 30 numbers. After you're done the first 5 days, you need to start improving. You need to keep advancing and making it harder and harder and harder. But you'll notice that it's not actually getting that much harder. It is because your memory system is improving. And once it improves, it will make it easier for you to store and process bigger chunks of information. So what's happening is, when you're first memorizing the information, So what's happening is that when you're first learning and memorizing the information, you're working on your short-term memory, getting better and better as you become more focused on the processing and correlation ability between your short-term memory and moving it into your long-term memory. As you start encoding it into your long-term memory and you repeat it, once you forget something, you learn it again and then you repeat. This is you also improving your long-term memory. And as you go into a more advanced level and you get bigger chunks of information, your short-term memory by default is being trained properly, and also your long-term memory is improving and being enhanced based on the daily repetition of this exercise.